I'm Leo Light, and this is the Imperial Synaxis. When asked who we should admire as a society, people typically give answers like great thinkers, revolutionary inventors, transcendent artists, people on the bleeding edge of human progress. So explain to me why exactly we have posters and little bobblehead idols of D-bag auto-tuned musicians who get up and dance on stage like a monkey to entertain us. Or sleazy coked up actors with makeup caked faces and tacky costumes whose job it is to stand in front of a green screen and read a few sentences. We say we believe one thing and yet we do the complete opposite. We say we value ingenuity, hard work, genius, and selflessness. And yet we worship totally selfish people with no brains, pretty faces, and some of the easiest and highest paying jobs in all of human history. So although we say we value one thing, it's clear our corrupt hearts desire something else entirely. The mask slips and our inner ugliness reveals itself. Actions speak louder than words, they say, and our actions are completely corrupt. Our cultural heroes are mirrors. When you look at a rock star or a movie star you idolize, what you're looking at is who you wish you were. That's why you're idolizing them in the first place. People crave the attributes and the lifestyles that these celebrities represent. People wish they were super attractive and openly sexual. They wish they had the artificial plastic body of a model. People wish that everyone would line up and shower them in free money and status for doing basically nothing. Every man and woman today is always daydreaming about having adoring fans worship them like demigods on the altar of fame. These are the inner workings in the hearts of most modern men. But what does this reveal about us? It reveals that no longer are we motivated by lofty goals, higher morals, a sense of duty, or any kind of shared mission for human progress. But rather we're motivated by pride, we're motivated by greed, we're motivated by lust. We've fallen for the oldest trick in the book, literally, the temptation of the serpent in the Garden of Eden, the desire to be worshipped like gods and goddesses for no other reason than our own personal satisfaction. In other words, our behavior is no longer motivated or guided by any logical deduction or reasoning. Our behavior is motivated by fleeting appetites. No longer are we motivated by our humanity, rather we're motivated by our lower animal nature. These fleeting appetites will get us nowhere. They're a meaningless dead end, and there's no higher reason or rationale for pursuing them. Our hunger for fake plastic Barbie doll good looks and for free money are not going to get us anywhere. Rather, they're going to drag us down and lead us to our ultimate ruin if we continue to pursue them. These fleeting appetites that the modern celebrity represents are the great enemies of true virtue. Only men and women who seek something higher will achieve true strength. Only men and women who act out of logic, men and women who can resist both the bitter pangs of pain and the tempting distractions of pleasure will achieve any sort of higher goals. Men and women like this are the true heroes mentioned at the beginning of this video. The transcendent artists, the mighty athletes, the selfless philanthropists, and so on. All those on the bleeding edge of human progress. These are the true figures we should admire. These are the figures worthy of our praise. These are the men and women that actually represent the values we claim to have. But let's face it, where do you even find heroic, virtuous people like this anymore? That's just the problem. There really aren't any out there. I'm sure for most of you, not even a single name comes to mind. And that's exactly why we've hit a seemingly insurmountable wall. It seems that most human progress has halted. It seems like we've even begun to backslide in several ways. We can't progress anymore if instead of working towards improving the human condition, every individual has their efforts focused on getting the most money for doing nothing. If everyone is focused on being the next top pop idol or e-celebrity or whatever other meaningless, selfish pursuit, then all that potential manpower is being diverted away from actually bettering mankind in any sort of real, tangible way. You shouldn't be idolizing and imitating these tacky celebrities. You should feel sorry for them because they're lost souls. They know better than anyone that the selfish, trivial aims they pursued ultimately led them nowhere. That's why celebrities are notorious for having drug problems, committing suicide, becoming mentally ill, abusing their spouses, going to jail, and dying young. These aren't champions to worship. They're tragedies to mourn. The life of a modern celebrity should be seen as a cautionary tale, not some apex of human achievement and status. Stop gawking at these superficial facades, these empty husks of human beings, devoid of any real strength, any real character. The so-called talent and power they wield are imaginary. How talented do you need to be to get plastic surgery and cosmetics to look attractive, and then use auto-tune and editing to sound good? I'd wager any bum on the street could compete with the best of them. Being a celebrity is one of the easiest and as such least rewarding lives you could possibly have. What reward is there in knowing that your entire image is built on misleading camera angles, extensive editing, makeup, auto-tune, and so on? You'd be walking on eggshells every single place you go, knowing that as soon as you leave the house, people are going to see the real you, and they're going to be disappointed because you don't live up to the fake idealized version of you that they see on the screen. But that's the price of your selfish desires. When you pursue selfish desires over reality, well, you begin to live a lie. Then your whole life is spent keeping the charade going as it inevitably crumbles in one way or another. And unfortunately, in seeking to emulate celebrities, most modern people have fallen into this trap. The aimlessness and emptiness that so permeates our age is the result of pursuing the celebrity lifestyle. A life of pretending to be something you're not in order to get fleeting rewards that are ultimately unsatisfactory. I urge you, cast out these false idols and discover true meaning. Pursue what you actually believe is most worthwhile and not what's going to whet your animal appetite for 10 seconds until you have an all too common celebrity mental breakdown. I'm Leo Light, and this has been another episode of the Imperial Synaxis. I'll see you next time.